Usually it starts with the niceties in terms of good morning, good afternoon, stuff like that. And then the examiner introduces themselves saying, my name is Syed Mahmood, and they'd ask you what your name is, which I already know. So I'm going to move on to the next bit. So can you please tell
Yes.
me where you're from?
I'm from Bogor, Indonesia. It's a west part of Java Island.
Okay. Now, in this first part, I'd like to ask you a few questions about yourself and your surroundings. First of all,
Yes.
why are you taking IELTS now?
Because I just want to tell you the real condition that I'm accepted at the University of Birmingham to pursue my master's degree on international relations and diplomacy there. And then I will take the test, IELTS real test, approximately in May or June this year.
Okay. Do you like English as a language?
Yes, of course, because I'm working at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, so I accustomed to speak English every day.
All right. Do people in your country usually learn or speak English?
Well, actually, Indonesia has a like shortcoming or weakness because so many people in Indonesia are not very well and speaking English. So I think it's my part to be fluent in English because I do believe that as a part of international community that I will and also I want to study abroad. So this is like an obligation for me to master my English.
Okay. If you were given the opportunity to learn one language other than English, which language would you pick?
Um, I'm learning Mandarin, Chinese language, and also on the former, I learned Arabic. So in this opportunity, I'm still learning and studying Chinese language because it's also like a demand for international issues nowadays that China is growing up.
Indeed. All right. Let's move on and talk about politeness or being nice to people. What is politeness in your
Yes.
opinion?
For me, politeness is one of the characteristics of the people. They show their good behavior to other people, and it is also related their respect to the other people.
Okay. When you were a child, were you taught to be polite?
Yes, of course, because my parents taught me to be nice to other people, and also, being polite is will also attract other people to do same way. They can do good deed to us too.
Okay. Do you think there is any standard of politeness which should be universal, or does it all vary from culture to culture?
For me, personally, because nowadays I'm seeing like a social media has a very great impact for making other people being anxious, and I think the other part of being polite is to speak well and with the appropriate and good word when you are talking to other people. So every part of sentences that you are saying to other people, it won't hurt other people like that.
Okay. Now, speaking of social media, I'd like to discuss a few
Yeah.
things about this. Do you use social media?
Yes, of course. I'm very active in social media because uh, I published a book in Indonesia, and then it's part of my, my duty to promote my piece of writing. So
Okay.
I'm very active every day, almost posting the content in social media. But I assure that the content that I post or upload in social media will be beneficial for other people.
All
So
right.
I just not wasting my time.
Yeah. What are the things done by other people on social media that annoy you?
Maybe sometimes people, they give command to my post and they show their, invice feeling. For example, like I upload my achievement in social media in terms of I want to give motivation for other people and also want to inspire them. But on the other hand, the thing that really make me so annoying is that they really show directly and frankly to me that they hate with my success, something like that.
Okay. Do you think children should use social media?
I think it depends on the content of social media. because nowadays so many young parents they upload their kids to social media. For example, like they upload their uh, cute photos of their children. But I think for the children itself or the kids in nowadays era, it's not the appropriate and not the right time for them to use social media because it's still used to be controlled over by their parents. It's
Okay.
very it can damage maybe their relations to the other kids because they still need to play with their friends without distracted
Right.
by social media.
Now, I'm going to give you a topic. I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you talk, you'll have one
Yes,
minute to think about what you're going to say. And so at this stage, the
yes.
examiner would usually give you a cue card, but I'm just going to have to send it over to you in the message. So I will send a message to you. Just give me a second, please.
Wait.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Should I send it over to you on Skype or in Facebook? Where would you be able to access it?
Um.
Is Skype all right?
Yeah, describe a situation when you say something and then you regretted it. We should
Yes.
say that's the
Okay.
topic.
So yes,
Yes.
that's the topic, and it has some following bits of questions as well with that. The things that you should mention is in there as well. So your 1 minute starts now. You can think about what you're going to say.
Okay. Wait.
All right. Remember, you have 1 to 2 minutes for this, so don't worry if I stop you. I'll tell you when the time is up. Can you start speaking now, please?
Okay. Well, having active in social media always have advantages and also disadvantages. And in this case, like once I've ever feeling so regretful from my saying. For example, like and that in that situation, it was I saw my friend's post that I think she is she's make me so hard because of the words that she write on the caption on, for example, on Instagram. And then uh, there is something that I couldn't defend myself and I couldn't control myself. And then I tried to to uh, give back, and then it's like I take revenge on that post. And also but I do believe there is uh, I know that it's maybe wrong because maybe social media is like a virtual world, and then we do not and we can't judge other people intention when they posting something. Maybe they want to say it uh, based on their situations, not to us. But then I was regret when I just upload something regarding how then I can achieve some accomplishments. But then other people and other friends feel so feel so like I'm too too arrogant, and then they say like well then can you please showing the more the more better words and the more better saying so it one shows you that you are really
Thank
selfish
you.
with your
We've been talking
yes.
about a situation when you regretted saying something. I'd like to discuss some more general
Yes.
questions related to this topic. Why do you think people have the tendency to say or do things without thinking it through?
Because social media is a thing like a instant media for all of people in the world, and then they want to show off, for example, like why they feel, what they experience at that time, and then they want to the world know at that time also, right at that time, because as I first I ever read about the article relating social media, because social media attracts you to not to be left behind from the information, so you just catch on the update information. So I think that's the factor why then people will always cannot defend
All
and
right.
control themselves in uploading
Sometimes
social media.
countries take actions against other countries that they should not have taken. What should be done in those cases?
Sorry.
Sometimes countries take actions against other countries which they should not have taken. What should be done in those
Yes.
cases?
Okay, because I think because my background knowledge is in international relations, there is an insecurity of the countries, of some countries. For example, like they want to direct offense other countries by military offenses, and so it means like they want to show their powers to the other countries. But it means like United States of America ever done to the Iraq, and it's like unilateralism offensive. So I think that's a very wrong decision that they take, and then uh, they could be crimes. So because that's not appropriate way to show your country's capability to the other countries.
All right. Thank you very much. That is the end of your speaking test.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
so within
So
hopefully 24 hours, I'll give you a feedback. I'll give you a detailed feedback along with the band score.